We were talking about handicap spots a moment ago. There's a woman in Australia who was on TikTok. Guy pulled into a McDonald's with a handicap sticker on his car, allowing him to park in that space. She came up to him and said, "You're not handicapped." He goes, "Is this handicapped enough for you?" And showed that he only had one leg. And she never backed down. She said, "I have the right to ask."
I think he was really hoping for more of a come down on the woman's part.
Like a moment where she would say, "I'm so sorry, I'm wrong." Most of us would. Don't you think? "Oh, I'm so sorry.
I made a terrible judgment. This has taught me a valuable lesson."
I'd be so embarrassed by that.
Oh, yeah.
But she says, "Well, I have the right to ask. I mean, I'm challenging you on it." I guess she's thinking a lot of people fake it and don't really need the handicap sticker. Liz is on the line. Her husband did something. She says that also was approaching a person who had parked in a spot.
So my husband was at the Harris Theater, and he saw somebody park in the woman with young children parking space.
Yeah.
And he said she just, got out. She looked like she'd been, at a yoga class, and she, bopped into Harris Theater and just started shopping. And so he went up to her in the produce section and tapped her on the shoulder, and he said, "Where's your baby? Where's your baby?" And she said, What are you talking about? And he goes, "You left your baby in the car." She just hung her head.
Yep.
Yeah.
No getting away from that one, I know.
No.
I tell you where I won't park is reserved for veterans. I feel like God will get you for that one. You know, if you park in that one, I will not steal valor, ever. I will not do that. I've thought about it. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but it's so tempting. They're open so many times, you know. Plus, I think that's the easiest one to take. No one is going to come up and challenge you on that. I don't believe. You know,
I mean, if you're supposed to have your ID card with you, aren't you?
Is that how you
usually
do that?
most veterans have an ID card with them.
Yeah.
Oh.
But very rarely, I think, would somebody go up to you and say, "Show me your ID card," if you're parked
Notice
there.
you park pretty close.
Yeah, exactly. Now, that parents of small children thing, it also says expectant mothers.
Expectant mothers and parents with small children.
I almost did that with my daughter one time. She was young.
She's small.
She's small. Yeah, I mean, she was young, and I almost did it, but I thought, no, I'll look like a...
Were you in your minivan?
Yeah, I was, and I could have...
I don't think anybody would have blinked.
No, they wouldn't, but I mean, I didn't need it. I just put it right in the buggy and went on up. You know, I always try to park near the buggies anyway.
Yeah, I do too. As close as I can.
Me too. So that you grab the buggy, or in the old days, you'd grab a buggy.
Get rid of it.
Or get rid of it when you're in. My wife won't park there because she thinks that's a good place to get banged into. The car gets banged into.
I don't think that's the case.
I don't either. I mean,
I do certain stores you see overflow carts kind of just shoved around there.
You do see overflow.
That's another one of those unwritten rules. Put your cart back in the cart buggy. Don't leave it out in the middle of the parking lot.
I see it more and more, though.
Yeah, some people are calling it like a Rorschach test for your personality.
Yeah,
are you an a-hole?
That's right. Remember we did that. That was like the one. You're an a-hole if you leave a shopping cart in the middle of a parking lot. Then you're an a-hole. You won't walk the extra few feet. Another one was, this is shopping carts. If you're in the grocery store and you have to go look for an item, don't leave your cart in the middle of the aisle. Pull it off over to the side.
Always.
Because it blocks people, of course.
Yeah.
Plus, where I shop, there's always a column in the middle of the aisle.
Support column.
Sport columns.
It's a big roof.
Yeah.
You kind of pull up to that and dock, or is that block too many people?
That blocks too many people. I think you got to get
You
way.
have to pick a side.
That's one you've got to get out of the way.
And to the stores themselves, take crap out of the middle of the aisle.
Agreed.
And in the aisle.
Agreed.
All these bargain bins.
They used to be end caps, but now they're in the middle.
Yeah, and they're in the middle, and the aisle's small enough.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're in the aisle right there where you line up to queue up for the cashier, and there's always I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
If you got room on the shelves for it, then
don't put it out there in the middle because we're dodging everything. Yesterday, what did I need? I needed one thing.
You always need something.
Butter. It was butter. That's exactly right. I was needing butter. I need one item.
Lots and lots of
I
butter.
needed some butter. I needed some unsalted butter. And the guy, be dogged if he wasn't stocking unsalted butter. And I wanted to really read the differences between the brands. And he's standing there like stocking it. And I was like, that's exactly what I need. And he got out of the way, and I'm reading labels, and he's just standing there like waiting for me. It's very awkward to exchange.
It is.
You know, it's like the one item I need, and he's stocking it here in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
This is not the same thing, but sometimes there's a grocery store not too far from our house. And sometimes I'll just grab a salad there. They have pre-made salad, like 4 or 5 different types of salads.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll grab that for a quick lunch when I'm picking up other stuff.
Right.
And the last 2 or 3 times I'm there, there's it's always an older woman because it's in the middle of the day. And she's there staring at every single. It's like, just grab one, lady. This one has blueberries. This one has strawberries.
Yeah.
This one has this craisins.
Yeah.
Pick three.
I
Pick
know.
one.
Well, that's the way I do my supermarket sushi. Now, when I go get grocery store sushi,
You see which is the least gray.
I put on
What do you
my...
look for? What do you look for first? Tuna
Well-
or salmon?
Do you talk to the sushi chef?
Yes, I do.
Konnichiwa.
Yes, I
What's
do.
your freshest selection today? What?
Does he answer back? Come on, dude. I'm from Charlotte. Don't do that.
My name is Kent.
Look.
Ah, yes. Kent-san.
I put on my eyeglasses because what they've started doing is listing the calories on top
Oh, God.
on these sushi platters, and there's a huge difference. There's a very wide difference. I try to get the brown rice, which I'm convinced is only brown because it's older. And Biggie pointed that out to
That
me.
may be,
You
yeah,
know it's
that's-
not actual brown rice. And I get brown rice, and usually I get it, like the California roll or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's only got like 250 calories. If you go up there and get something...
And zero fish.
Well,
Congratulations.
that's why it's so low.
It's not sushi.
There's no actual fish. in it.
Crab with a K.
There's a...
I bet you would eat real sushi and not like it.
I assume you're right. I think.
I bet if we got you sushi made with real fish, you'd be
Yes.
like, what is this?
Yeah, and but the ones that are like covered with that
The orange sauce?
Yeah.
which I like, heavy calories. That sauce adds a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So as Chris Tim's pointing out, this lady, I'm one that will block everybody out on that sushi aisle.
I'm going to be here a while.
Yeah, I'll tell him. I'll turn and say, look, guys, I'm going to.
You ever
I got
have him
some
make
big decisions to make.
And I'm
so
fingering.
do the rest of your
Listen,
shopping and
I'm
come back?
fingering every box of that sushi now, and I have to hold it a long way from my eyes.
You got to make it all the way to my car.
Oh.
You ever ask the chef to make it fresh for you while he's back there with his little bamboo
They
wrapper?
swear they'll do it,
Yeah.
but I would never
I
ask.
wouldn't know what
for
to
that.
order.
I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't either.
I bet they don't know how to make it.
Well, they're doing something.
They do.
They
I
are
bet they
rolling
just
something.
unroll and roll up the same roll over and over
They're
just for.
pretending. They're pretending. But it's the same roll. It's fake.
Yeah, they only do it when somebody's at that counter. The rest of the time, they're cutting turkey.
Can I get a fresh roll? I am.
Not here.
No?
The other day,
I worked at CarMax before this.
I was at Sam's Club the other day.
Yeah.
Now, that's where you go for good sushi.
Absolutely.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
that is good. That is a delightful sushi.
They lay in a nice stock of it, don't they?
Like a bunch of it, and big. Like your California rolls, double the size.
That's not fish. That's not sushi.
Oh, it's delightful. That's my kind of sushi now.
Almighty.
What I get is wonderful. And as I was getting back into my car to eat it, there was a gentleman who's a P1 to this show, and he was like 3 spots over from me in his work truck and had the window down. Beautiful day. Beautiful, like spring-like day. Had his window down, and he was eating a like McDonald's filet of fish, and he just looked at me and he said, Kelly, I'm one of you. And he held it up to me, and I held up my sushi to him. We just stared at each other.
Car eaters.
Unite.
We just held. He's like, don't let them ride you about eating in the car, man. And he's pointing at me. And
Yeah, it's totally normal. Just a couple
My life
guys.
is where I want it to be.
a couple of guys in a Sam's
This is the best.
lot.
Yeah.
Oh, the fumes, the gas, and the oil fumes.
Eating
around.
warm Philly cream cheese and rice. Oh,
I mean,
it's like
delightful.
it's like I'm in the Far East.
It was.
The hookers leaning under the tree smoking. You're ruining my business, you weirdos.
I call it my Pacific Rim lunch. That's what I go for. Dirty. So
Right.
good.